Okay, here we are. Good morning. Welcome to Yes Morning Brew with your girl Germaine. I am I'm excited to be here today. I am. And today is going to be um a message where it's a little different. It's going to be a little different today, but I'm excited to get into it because it is a message and a lesson that I've experienced. One of those aha moments or one of those moments of clarity. Yes, we're going to talk about it today in Morning Brew. But give me a second because I thought, for those that like to chime in on my Instagram, I don't know if it's coming through at this point, but let me see. I'm not sure, but anyway, um let's get into today's message. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? We're here now. I hope you have a few minutes to stop by. And if so, let me know what you're drinking. I am drinking, as I always do, my hazelnut coffee, which is always so good. But yeah, today was one of I woke up this morning and I don't know, I just woke up this morning with clarity. Now, for those that don't know, I wake up really early in the mornings. Sometimes my days start out between the hours of 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. But I go to bed early too. I go to bed like if I'm tired, I'm going to bed like 8:30. And sometimes it may linger on depending on if I'm working on projects and stuff like that. But I tend to get my 8 hours of sleep in, which is so good, right? So if you are chiming in today, definitely let me know where you're chiming in from because today's brew is from confusion to clarity. Now, I'm going to speak from my own personal experience today. So I don't know where this may align with you, but what I do know is a lot of things resonate with people that others may be dealing with and going through. So hopefully, this is something that aligns with you as well. Okay. All right. Well, let me get into this. Let's get into this. So, before we do, let's do this. I feel the need to take a deep breath and release. So, can you do that with me? Can you do that? For some reason, it always feels like things have just fallen off of me. So, let's take a deep breath and release. One more time. Let's do that one more time and release. Oh, that felt so good. That felt so good. So, once again, if you are chiming into the community, please let me know where you're coming from, or just chime in and say good morning. Okay. Say good morning, hello. Not sure what time zone you're in, but it's always good to connect with those in different areas, different locations to, be a part of something or a conversation that we both can learn from, right? All right, guys. So let me get into this message. Let's talk about it. And like I said, this is me. This is me just I feel like I'm in a place, like I said, of clarity, exposing, correction, all those things. And I want to just have the conversation over some coffee today with you if you're okay with that. Okay? If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. All right. So, let me okay, here we go. Let me get back to it. I want to make sure I cover everything in my notes, but today, I just want to talk honestly for a moment, not from a boardroom, not from a script, but from my heart. Yeah, really from my heart. And if you've been watching Morning Brew, following, HOV or walking alongside me for any length of time, we are in our 18th year, right? You may have noticed growth, expansion, new language, new tools, new conversations, especially around AI as well, because it's here. It's here to stay. We just got to figure out how do we adapt to this new world or to this, this new way of doing things. Um, and it's okay not letting fear pretty much cripple you or stop you. Sometimes, it's good to be knowledgeable of the thing so you know how to interact and how you're going to really deal with it. So, but that's not really the conversation today. Um, it's really around growth. Yeah, it's really around my growth. The one thing I realize, if you know me or if you are coming to know me through just the interaction of Morning Brew, the one thing you'll know is ideas are always coming, they're always coming to me. And I am one of those people where it's just like, you don't have to put everything out at once. No, sometimes, and we talk about this in Morning Brew, sometimes things need to just steep a little longer. They need to brew longer. They need to really make sure they have solid structure, foundation, and clarity before we just throw it out there, right? So, when I woke up this morning just with clarity, I mean, really clarity of, okay, if I'm confused about some of the things, how I'm showing up in the world, I can only imagine how confused you may be, especially if you're someone that's following, someone that's engaging in, some of my businesses and stuff. So what I realize is, let me get back to the basics. Let me get back to the why and why things were created and what their place is, what their role, the role that they serve in the bigger picture of this ecosystem, right? That I've been building over the course of time. And so that's what I want to talk about today because you may be someone like me that, you get excited about new things, ideas are flowing, you're executing, you're trying to get them to the market and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, how is it showing up in the world? And is it showing up in the world where it's with clarity or confusion? So that's what sparked this conversation today. All right. All right. So, and instead of ignoring it, I want to honor it. I want to talk about it. I want to correct it. I want to make sure clarity is key. So, anyone that steps into the HOV or Hope of Vision ecosystem, they're clear about the directions. They see the signs, for what their needs are in order to get their needs met. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today because, like I said, clarity for me today. Clarity for me today. And I'm excited about it. So, pretty much, it's about let me reframe the confusion as evolution. Now, for me, I'm looking at it, okay, this is leadership because I could just continue on in this way and not be privy or even acknowledge it. But I'm acknowledging it because I want to make sure that I correct it so we can evolve in a healthy way. It doesn't mean that you just stop and do away with everything. No, not at all. Structure is bringing structure. Okay. Like I said, is reframing, is understanding this house that's being built, making sure all the elements are in the proper place and alignment. Now, I'm speaking for myself. So if you are going through, or if you're building your ecosystem, your infrastructure, and you may have had some challenges, or you just feel like it feels a little disjointed, disconnected, this message is definitely for me. I need to be clear in how I'm connecting, how the framing of everything is done, making sure the doors are in the right place, the rooms are correct, and the rooms have in them what they need in order to help someone navigate through those benefits and services, right? So, yeah, it's all about this. All right. So let's really kind of get into it. Nothing foundational has changed about who we are and why we exist. So, let's be clear. HOV, which stands for Hope of Vision. HOV has always been about the power of one story. Always. The power of one story. Hope of Vision, you know, clear with that. Even when we started our publishing company 18 plus years ago, I say 18 years. It's been longer than that. It's just the company has been registered for 18 years. But definitely the vision has definitely been longer than that. We've published before, starting our own personal imprint. So, but nevertheless, I've been clear about the power of one's story. Morning Brew has always been about purpose, reflection, and impact. So, the reason I'm breaking these down because when I think of my house, my HOV ecosystem, right? What does that entail? So let me just break that down a little. Now, as I'm sharing mine, I want you to think about yours. Okay. This is really to help you think about what are you building? What's your infrastructure? What's your ecosystem? What is that house that you're building? So when I think about my own house, I think about my HOV LLC brand, right? Hope of Vision. HOV stands for Hope of Vision, right? So I think about that brand. And when I think about what are the different rooms in that brand, HOV Publishing, 18 years plus of publishing one stories, first time authors, really given a platform for them to allow their voice to be heard, their stories to be heard, to be seen, to be read, to be helped, to heal, whatever that story may entail, right? And so, HOV Publishing, and then we have the HOV Media, which is what house Morning Brew. Okay. And then we also have the HOVP Academy, which is our education piece. So I just wanted to give you an idea that it's not just publishing, it's a whole entity, it's a whole system to help individuals navigate through the power of their stories and how one story can just revolutionize and become multiple things, multiple lanes, multiple streams. Okay. All right. So let me get back to this. Okay. I just wanted to kind of frame that for you so you can see HOVP and what it all entails. All right. So, like I said, Morning Brew has always been about purpose, reflection, and impact. Publishing has always been about voice, ownership, and legacy, which is key. Those are definitely some of the things that we talk about when new authors are engaged to publish their stories. So, what has changed is our capacity. That's what's changed. Um, and so let's go into this. So, AI without fear, right? AI is definitely something over the past few years that has come into our spaces, all of our spaces, whether we choose to ignore it, engage in it, or just try to figure out what is this thing. It's here. It's here. So, AI without fear. And that's one of the things that we'll get more into probably in our community when we get over in our school community. I want you to, if you can, at any point, join our extended community at school.com. Let me just pull that up real quick while I'm talking. This is the quick infomercial. I want you to stop by if you can and go over to school. Do it right now if you can. Let me put the link up. Okay. I do have the link here. So I'm going to put it in. And the reason I'm jumping into this is because on the lives, what we're talking about now, it's only a few minutes of coming on live, giving people an opportunity to engage, stop for coffee and everything. But what I realize is the story continues. Grand Rising Leslie over on YouTube. But what I realized, the story always continues beyond just our morning lives. That's why we created and partner with school. And school is, give me a second. Yes, we are on school. I just started building my Leslie. Yes, school I think is a great tool. So make sure you stop by, Leslie. Stop by and join school. And for those that are chiming in the community, yes, stop by so you can be a part of the school community, where it's definitely extended conversations to meet your needs. Okay, all right. But let me put this up on the screen. So once again, you have an opportunity to see how to engage further beyond building these communities. It's not just about me. I do this because Morning Brew's platform was created to really give voice to authors to be able to learn what they needed to learn, to see the power of their story. Also, to be able to have a platform where you can share your story with the world as well. Okay? All right, then. So, but let me get back into the message. I feel like I need to apologize in a sense because people have been, look, they've been a part of the HOV family for years. And you know, if I've confused them in any way, I want to make sure I bring clarity to you because that's never been the intention. I just get a little excited about all the ideas. I get excited about your visions and your ideas, you know? And sometimes I have to remember bite-sized learning, bite-sized teaching, take it in doses, not all at once. You don't want people to choke. I don't want people to choke. I don't want people to get lost because it's really about helping one birth their vision and getting to their purpose. Okay. All right. So, but yes, make sure you stop by, join the school community. Go over there if you can right now and just stop by and join the community. A great tool. And Leslie, keep me posted on yours so I could join your community as well. All right, so let me finish in getting into, okay, pretty much reframing confusion as evolution we talked about. But now we're in the space of AI, right? We're in the space of AI. So what I decided to do for myself, because I decided I wanted to learn as much as I can about AI. I don't want to not know anything about it and have to deal with it. Mm-mm. Definitely don't want to be fearful of it. Mm-mm. I said, let me engage in it so I know how to navigate. And what I realize is, and this is what at HOV we pretty much, you know, our core when it deals with AI is human led values first. Human led AI, um, AI supported, is purpose driven. And this is the thing, AI needs us. There are things AI just cannot do. It needs us, which puts you in a driver's seat. So don't feel like AI controls you. No, AI, you give AI commands. You give AI commands. AI doesn't give you commands. You command it what you need from it. And then it will help you to see a bigger picture in it. Okay. But please make sure you check it. Okay. Because everything don't always show up correctly. All right. All right. So, and I want to say this clearly and plainly. AI does not replace our humanity. It does not replace our creativity, and it does not replace the sacred work of storytelling. So don't allow it. You still allow your voice to be the voice that's resonating through AI. Okay. And that's what we teach here. We will be teaching on that so people can get an understanding, not to be afraid, but how can I pivot from where I'm at and see how AI can be a source, a supported source for me if needed, an assistant, or just how can it, you know, how can I feed it what I need from it? All right. So when you hear me say human led, AI supported, purpose driven, I mean exactly that. We are still the author. We are still the visionary. We are still the voice. Okay. All right. So let me dive a little bit into leadership ownership moments. Okay. So, as the founder, the publisher, and guide of this ecosystem, HOV ecosystem, it's my responsibility to grow with the times. I have to. And I really thought about that. I thought about, you know, as a publishing company, every industry has been affected by AI. Every single industry has been affected by AI. And I really had one of those thoughts. I really thought long and hard. And I just said, good morning, Harmon Entertainment Group over on Instagram. But let me pull this down because hopefully everybody will join me on school at Morning Brew with Germaine. So make sure you stop by today and join. All right. And join the conversation after. All right. So let me get into let me continue and talk a little bit more about, as the publisher of HOV Publishing, and pretty much the creator of this house, this ecosystem. Yes, it's my responsibility to grow with the times. And I had that thought that if I don't continue growing, I'm going to be obsolete. HOV what? Hope of Vision what? Um, it may be non-existent if I don't continue to grow with it, right? And one of the things that we do here, we help others grow their vision, their purpose, what their not grow their purpose, but grow their vision, tap into their purpose or pour into their purpose, right? And and just really thinking about that, it was one of those moments like, okay, and that's when I realized it's not for me to be afraid of AI, not at all. It's for me to learn it, to understand it, to know how it operates. Okay. Yes. And that's what we do. Learn the thing, not to be afraid of it, but know how it can always remain human led. All right. So, pretty much with the expansion, my expansion, it feels like things are just happening so rapidly, which brings the unclear, where is unclear. And and that's where confusion can come in. So now don't get me wrong, like I said, I just had to realize this morning, I had one of those moments of just realizing, you know what? Let me start looking at the structure of my house, making sure things are in their proper spaces, their proper rooms, their proper order. The framing is right. What the purpose for each one of these outlets, what it is. So think about Morning Brew is literally the door that opens up to everything else. HOV Publishing. It opens up the opportunity for the Academy. It opens up the opportunity for other media ideas and things to come forth. So, but I had to realize that Morning Brew is not the leading source of everything. It's not. No, Morning Brew was designed as a platform to give a voice, to allow people to have clarity and get a voice. That's what it was. So I had to come back to a place of clarity. And that's why I'm talking about it today. Now, if nobody shows up for this, this is definitely for me. But I know somebody will be able to take something away from this, okay? All right. So let me pretty much get ready to wrap it up. But I am I am realizing clarity is leadership. And leadership means slowing down long enough to bring everyone with you. And that's where we are today. Really slowing down. Leadership will cause you to slow down, reevaluate everything, and reposition things in their proper alignment. And that's where I am today. I'm super excited about it because what that means is, once, with me being the head of this ecosystem HOV, which means that anything that I can help someone else with, if I'm clear, then I'm only going to speak clarity, right? To them. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. So, pretty much, it's about also restoring trust in people because I don't want people to be confused. People have vision, they have purpose, they want to connect with someone that can help birth that, help them bring it to the marketplace. And that's what I've been doing for years, engaging with others to do just that. So, this I am in, I always say when you are faced with challenges, it's when you can identify those challenges, it puts you in a power position. You're in a much better place because now you're no longer stuck in that space of trying to figure it out or trying to get a better understanding. No, you're clear about the direction that you're going in, and it makes it easier for you to have people ride in the car with you, right? Okay. So, my commitment to you, Morning Brew will always remain a space of warmth, reflection, and truth, whereas we pour into purpose. HOV Publishing. So the publishing through my HOV platform will always honor your voice in your process. And learning, whether traditional or tech supported, will always be accessible intentionally and optional through our HOVP Academy. And those things you'll be able to find in our new community, our new school community under Morning Brew with Germaine. Remember, Morning Brew is the door that's going to open up and give you access to all of this. your story, the power of your story showing up in different formats or even bringing it to the marketplace. All right. So you don't have to understand everything today. Nope. But like I said, I'm having one of those moments for me of clarity, and I want you to see where you are with what you're building in your own ecosystem. Where are you? Are you clear with your why, with your direction, with how everything is aligning, the different lanes? Are you clear? So take away that, if nothing else, from today's morning brew. So, and remember, you don't have to understand everything today. Nope. You don't have to adapt everything tomorrow. You just have to know this: you belong here, and clarity is going to be key. Okay. All right. So, yep, let's get into our final close, our final sip. Um, so today, let's sip on this. Growth doesn't mean abandonment. Growth is good. That doesn't mean you have to abandon everything that you've grown. Mm-mm. Nope. Clarity doesn't mean correction. And transparency isn't weakness, it's leadership. So I'm learning. And I thank you for trusting me to have the space to even be able to talk about it and impart some things that you may be able to take away for yourself. But I'm learning that it's great to have ideas and stuff, but sometimes it's good to slow down and make sure the main thing remains the main thing. And you're clear on that and how things may fit in. They may not fit right at that moment. So don't force it to fit, you know. It may take some time for them to be cultivated. And then I believe when time is right, when the time is right, it will allow you to know and see that the time is right. So with all that being said, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for growing with me. And thank you for allowing this space to evolve with integrity. Um, so I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to us growing together. I am. But the one thing I do want to say before I leave, this is Black History Month, It's Black History Month, and I do want to do this because I know there are a lot of writers out there. There are a lot of people out there looking to write and everything. And I was just in the giving spirit. I really was. And so yesterday, last night, I started sending out communication to those because it's the top of the year, and so many people I've been engaging with that have their books, want to write, and ready for their next steps. So what I decided to do this month, I opened up eight slots to offer for if you're a first time author, if you're a repeat author of HOV publishing and you're looking to publish your next book. Well, I opened up a slot to give $1,000 discount. That's real generous. $1,000 discount. hmm And I am so committed to that if you are someone and you're looking to write your book, then what I want to do is I want to give you some information. Let me do that real quick in the link. Hold on one second. Give me a moment to pull this up, and I should have had this ready before, but I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. So if you give me a moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the link how you can contact me, or if you are someone interested in writing your story and you're looking for a publishing partner and you really just want somebody that can walk you through the process to bring your book to the marketplace, then you know what? You're in the right place. You're in the right place. So let me do this. If 2026 is the year you want to publish your book, then this is a great opportunity for you. So what I want to do, I'm going to do a few things here. How to get started. Okay. All right. I'm going to add this over into I'm going to put it in the comments with some links. You know what? Just click on the 15-minute link if you are interested and you want to be one of those that secure that that eight slot. There's eight slots only for 8 new book projects that will receive $1,000 discount on their project. Yes. That is a lot. Then what I want you to do, I want you to click this link that I am, hold on one second. I want to, oh, I think it just added into the comments. Yes, it did. So it did go in the comments pretty much. I think it's too much to put on the screen. Okay. Yep, but I did put it in the comments that you can click on the link for a 15-minute consult. And if you want, just leave me your email address. You can go to our website at morningbrewwithgermaine.com, or you can leave me an email at morningbrewwithgermaine@gmail.com if you want to engage, if you're interested. And I would love to send you some information so you can be one of those to bring your book to the market in 2026. And on that note, thank you for giving me the space to even share that with you. Um, and until tomorrow, tomorrow's a new day. I hope you have a few minutes to stop by Morning Brew. I look forward to have you join the conversation. And in the meantime, make sure you stop by and join the community, the school community. We'll be talking more offline about this phenomenal Black History discount, or gift from me to you. If you have a book that you want to put in the marketplace, why not take advantage of $1,000 discount? Why not $1,000 discount? Take advantage of that, right? All right. So, with that being said, I will see you guys on tomorrow if you have a few minutes to stop by for coffee and conversation. But remember, make sure go over and join the school community. School is in the scroll below. morningbrew.com. Become a member. I would love to have you over there. Until then, have a great day. Please be safe out there. Bye now.